Hello, everybody, and welcome to the premiere of Printweaver Journey. I am your game master, Mare, and I use they, she pronouns. And before we get started, I'd like everyone in my cast to say, hey, who they are and who they're playing today. Starting with, in the overlay, Lamar.
Hi everybody, my name is Lamar. I go by he, him, and I'm playing Kaida, who also goes by he, him.
Glyza.
Hey, I am Glyza. I go by they, them. Today I will be playing Ira, who also goes by they, them. So I'm excited to bring them into this story.
Vin.
Hi guys, I'm Vin. I've been VoxV on Twitter. My pronouns are he, they, and I'll be playing Stiff, they, it.
And last but not least, Aki.
Hello, I'm Aki. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Wander, whose pronouns are they, them.
First of all, once again, everybody, welcome to the premiere of Printweaver Journey, which is a Souls-like future apocalyptic game written by NL Morrison, who you can find on Twitter at NL_Morrison. It's really cool. It uses your fingerprints as a reference to create your characters, and it's super cool, and I can't wait to show you this system. I would also like to quickly say thank you so much to @SadiaBees on Twitter for drawing our amazing character art. That's going to be print art. Please give them a follow. The vibes are immaculate, and they did an amazing job. All right, before we get started, first of all, I just want everyone to know that this game has content warnings for death, because this game is based around Souls-like games where it's really hard and gritty and you die a lot. So there may be potentially graphic descriptions of death and violence. So if that isn't your jam, please step away because your safety is important. Second, we do have game incentives for this game, and if you would like to help tip and pay our lovely cast for all the amazing work and creativity that they will be showing you, you can go to Print Tip, which will bring you to our Pally, and if you do print incentives, it'll tell you what kind of incentives we have for the game. So for $10, you could give either one of the players a advantage on one of their rolls, which will give them a greater chance of succeeding on whatever task they're doing, or you can give me a disadvantage to give my players later to make their tasks harder. Also, if you want to give one of my players a magic item, such as a scroll or a ring, you can donate $25 and just tell me who you would like that to go to. In this system, they actually need to keep track of their inventory, so they can't hold on to everything. So please donate stuff to them, so they need to agonize over what they're going to keep. There's a lot of really, really cool items in this game, and they can only wear 2 rings at once, so please give them each like 5 rings. Last but not least, I think that's it. Is there anything else I need to mention before we get started? Okay. Pre-stream jitters. Let's go. The 4 of you are travelers. People blessed by the goddess Providence. You are given long life and magic to wander about this world. We start off in the town of Well Hollow. Well Hollow is a small town, about 100 to 150. The walls that surround it are broken down, made of stone, where the interior is marked with minutiae and runes. Minutiae being what your fingerprints look like, with the swirls and loops and arches. Magic to protect this city from monsters. In the middle of this small town is a large tower rising up into the sky, made of stone, also broken down and crumbling. Let's start off with one of our travelers and what they are doing today. Let's start with Lamar. Would you like to introduce your character on what they look like and where they are or what they are doing at this point in time? Are they just arriving? Have they been here for a little while? What is going on?
Yeah, so you would see a large dark-skinned black man with tight corn-rolled hair that goes straight down in like kind of a salt and pepper gray. He's wearing a long jacket with kind of a cape covering one of his arms, as well as carrying his long sword in a very modest tunic and pants, hiding bulky armor underneath all of that stuff. He has a slash over his left eye, but he can still see just perfectly fine. But he's just arriving to the town to sell a few items he has acquired from the outside lands, as he likes to hunt and try to live on his own as much as possible, avoiding city life except for, capitalism.
When you walk into this small town, it is semi-lively. It's not like bustling in some of the larger safe havens that you have been to, but definitely busy for like small town life. You see a group of children just throwing a ball back and forth at each other. There are young old people just talking gossip at the corners of random buildings. It's pretty quaint, actually. But have you been here before?
In passing, yes. Once again, to sell pelts or other tchotchkes you might have found around the area.
Sure. So since you've been here in passing before, you would know that there is a small general store owned by a young woman by the name of Ilm. And she basically buys and sells exactly what you're doing. So random travelers, whether they have magic items or just random pelts from animals, could be purchased and sold here.
He would make his way over to there, trying to blend in as much as possible. Goes into the door and looks around for Elm.
Ilm is currently writing in like a small book, probably a ledger of some sort when you enter. There is no bell or anything that would note your presence, but it's like a very small storefront with another door behind them that likely leads off into a back room. Ilm, as you know, is a young person in their early 20s that has medium brown skin and like wavy curly black hair, usually tied up behind her. You know that they recently, like within the last couple of years, inherited this general store from their parents who recently retired. When you enter, she looks up from her book and gives you a smile. What can I do for you today?
Hello. Same as usual, and he just puts down about 3 pelts and some shiny rocks and pebbles he found out there.
Are these shiny rocks and pebbles anything valuable, or?
They look shiny and they're rocks, but probably not actually valuable. But they're very shiny and very pretty. You can tell that he's actually taken some time to polish a few, but like he's made a very good pebble.
A very good shiny pebble.
It's a shiny rock. He'll say, I don't know, like I got some of these from the woods, and then the birds seem to like these, so I suppose I don't know, trade these in or something.
May I? And she motions to what you have brought in. Mm-hmm. So she'll drag closer the pebbles and the 3 pelts over to her and begins looking at them. So after a couple minutes, she looks down at them and says, "Are you looking to trade in ink? Are you looking to trade in for ink or gold?" And out of character, Lamar, you would know that while equivalent, ink is more valuable due to the nature that it can use as protection from monsters, along with its healing properties, especially for travelers.
Let me get ink if you don't mind.
They nod. I probably can't give you more than a couple drops for the rocks. They don't look like precious stones, but would make eye-catching jewelry for some of the younger kids. But the pelts look very warm, very well tanned, and I can give you a little more for those.
That's fine. That's fine.
Do you want to roll me? Let's just say 4d10, and well, that's what they'll be able to offer you.
Oh, let's go! 3, 2, 6, 3, 3, 6, 6, 12, 14.
I can give you 14 drops of ink plus another 6 for the rocks and the pelts.
20.
So total 20, yes.
Yes, please.
So they will take the pelts, take the small shiny rocks, and take out a small vial with a dropper on it. Do you have something to hold anything? Hold the ink?
Yeah, he reaches into his backpack and he holds out a vial that already has a little ink in it already and offers it up.
And she will take this small vial of her own and begin counting every single drop that they give you. As the ink falls from the dropper into yours, you feel the print marks on your finger just like vibrating in harmony with the ink, because you are made from it. Every time you have died, you have been brought back by this ink that is within monsters, which runs through monsters' veins, and it's like a kinship. But 20 drops later, you are 20 drops richer, which you will be able to use for a variety of uses later. Well, there you go. Do you need any help with anything else? Any assistance? Looking for anybody? Or just passing through?
I pass it through. Maybe if we can place for me to like get some food, that'd be nice around here.
Yeah, there's a small inn, not named. It's a little too small for a naming our inns, but if you take a right outside of here, go down to the end of the street, it'll be on the left. Do you mind if I ask what direction you were coming from?
Out of town. He just points behind him. He's a very dull man. He just points behind him like, came from over there and I walked this direction. I guess it's south. That's the word. Yes.
Okay. Any news? Have you heard anything recently?
The birds chirp a bit more than usual, and people keep talking about like draining a monster, but
Well, thank you, and I'll make good use of these pelts and the pebbles.
very good. And I hope your parents are still alive.
They kind of like pause at that statement before like, thank you, they're doing well. They've taken up a lot of gardening.
Oh, they stopped work. I heard your parents retired, and like people normally say like first they're retired and they like permanently retired from like
no,
doing anything.
They have retired in the most positive sense of the word.
They're waiting. They're enjoying their last days of. Okay, well, have a. And he just turns around and leaves.
You too. And they let you go towards the inn. All right. Sorry, what was that?
He was a man of many words.
So many words. All the best of them. Okay. Let's go with Wander. Where are you? What are you doing? Same question that I have given Kaida.
I think I am outside, just outside of the city walls.
Small town. It's about
Yeah,
150 people.
yeah, this just outside its general perimeter of safety, I would say. Um, by myself, of course. Uh, I'm the type of person that would do the most unnecessary side quests to help people. So like in Witcher 3, where you have to get an old lady's pot, that's me. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting her pot.
Can
Um,
may I give you a side quest if that's okay?
yes, give me a side quest.
So when you first got into town, you were bombarded with young children who thought you just look they think you're so cool being a traveler and be able to come back from the dead and wow, magic, that's so really cool. And they're like, can you please get us these really pretty flowers outside the town because our parents won't let us leave the safe haven. We'll give you this really pretty, and then like they'll like hold up a just woven like when you're just starting to learn how to weave, you just practice. One of their early weavings of like really, for a child and someone who has just started shoddy work.
And I agree immediately, like, yes, children, I will go get you your flowers. And I go off. My hair is very, very long, and everything I wear is super flowy, but not like in that really nice, like Shenyun etherealist, like type. No. It's like flowy and wavy in the sense of like that. Man, that's a lot of layers. That's a lot of layers. Maybe I just don't know how to tie it all together. Like that kind of vibe. It would seem quite the hindrance, honestly, to walk around in this. Like, can you imagine? Like, dust. Like, it's. Y'all use Fahrenheit. Just that's what I remembered. Like I guess 80 Fahrenheit sounds like a lot. Just hot. It's super hot, gross, muggy, sweaty, humid, and I'm walking around like this.
Yup.
Unbothered.
But all these kids are just like, you look so cool, so dramatic, and like a hero. That's what you hear as you are walking outside these front gates.
And I pull out my Glock. Well, it's not a Glock, it's like a sickle. and that's what I'm using to like just shear off I'm so sorry. I'm so used to like yelling out a Glock because of like a game I play. So I have like this nice, proper, really old looking sickle, and that's what I'm using to like cut up the flower. Not cut up the flowers, but detach them properly for the kids.
Yeah. So you can just get them all and like trim the stems and such like that. Like you're using a scythe to collect wheat along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
While you are doing this, have you been here before?
Yeah, I think I come and go. I travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How long I stay in places kind of just depends on the work there. And even then, it's not really like work per se. It's more like favors. I do a lot of favors. I get by relatively easily. And then I go off once I'm pretty sure they don't need me. Like Nanny McPhee.
Well, during your current quest for these young children, you do see some of the other townsfolk coming in with a catch from a hunt. You know that this town has a small circle of self-proclaimed knights that go by the Lancer of Stone. They have a couple different jobs that they do. Their biggest one is keeping watch over the monster underneath Well Hollow, which they use to collect ink because, as I said before, ink is a very good commodity. It's an amazing resource to protect people. And it's good for trading spells and such like that. They also just do general protection and watch, but they also hunt these large megafauna that are very abundant throughout the area, like 5 or 6 feet at the shoulder, large heads, big big antlers. They're Canadian moose for everyone in chat.
Yes.
They hunt moose, and you
yes. Never
So-
seen one in person. They're so
Specific
big.
Canadian moose.
No, you has to be specific because those things can run on water. They're that
terrifying.
fast.
They're terrifying.
Things are gigantic.
They can flip a full, like, they can flip trucks with no issue. It's
I
the
hope
moose.
I hope I never, ever meet a moose. See one with my own two eyes.
I would love to meet a moose.
It's they're I've met one. Met one? Yeah, met one. But like not side by side because I would never stand beside one side by side. We have geese, like really bad ones. They're called cobra chickens, and they're bad. They're scary.
Canadian
they fear
geese are
nothing.
evil.
They fear nothing. And the moose are from the exact same breed, I think. The same family.
Yeah.
They fear nothing. They know that they have nothing to fear. They just got size. Unlike even from a distance, it's bigger than me. I'm like 5 feet tall.
The people of
They're
Hollow.
nature's Gundam.
The people of Well Hollow will hunt moose, but they will not touch the geese in the area. They leave those motherfuckers alone.
Well, Hollow's in Canada. I love this.
Yeah,
That's it.
Well, Hollow is in Canada. We're
Dark
Canadian.
Souls, Canada. Let's go.
Oh god, we're Canadian? Dope.
We're Canadian.
But yeah, Wander, you do see a couple of the quote-unquote knights bringing in a large moose from a hunt. So it can be skinned, it can be butchered for meat and all the other resources you could use it for, weapons and the like.
I will simply look at the knights, at the moose corpse. I've got flowers in one hand and the sickle in the other, and I just wave with the sickle hand, which is probably not very nice to see over like. I'm not even that far. I think I just pop in, go hello, and pop back out.
Just like out of freaking nowhere. Do you just like I don't want to say sneak, but are you the type of person that just shows up behind someone's like shoulder and you go like, ah?
Absolutely.
Do you want to roll for this to see if you succeed?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you'll roll the amount. This will be a dex check. If you fail, they'll see you coming a mile away. So you'll just roll the amount of d10s equal to your dex and let me know how many of them are 6 or greater.
Okay. Do 10s explode?
Only if you do a chance dice, but just this is not a chance
Okay.
roll.
Okay. And what would the number be for a success?
6 to 10 is a success.
6 to 10? Okay, so I have an 8, and the other's a 3.
An 8 and a 3. So yeah, this was a fairly easy check. So you said you what was it? How many successes?
1 success.
Okay. They do see you coming. This was a 2 for a difficulty, which is fairly easy, but you're also you're wearing a scythe. You have like a scythe and flowers, and you already waved at them, so they already saw you coming. One of them is a like average height, very strong looking woman that how good are you at remembering people's names, especially since you've been here before?
I think it highly depends on the impression of the person. I tend to give people like very vague umbrella term nicknames, like for example, children.
This is a very strong looking black woman. Her hair is super short, and you would know if you remember. Her name is Crocus, but she is also next in line and is training to take over the Lancers of Stone from the current leader. So it's up to you whether if you remember them or not, but out of character.
I'm gay, so yeah, probably. I just walk up, I'm waving, I see her, and I go, hello there. Nice moose.
She pauses for a second, just like looking at you, like trying to like you know, see if they recognize you. Wander, right?
Yes.
Thanks. It was a bit of a pain to take down, but this will last us for a little bit for meat. It's been a while since you've been here. Ooh. It's okay.
Sorry, my people keep coming in and out of my room, and I'm like, oh, okay.
No, you're good.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
Oh, I was just saying, it's been a while since you've been here, and that also, this moose was a little difficult to take down, but it'll last them a while.
I just poke it and go, how many are left?
Too many. A lot.
I see. They're big and scary. Aren't you guys a little scared of them?
She kind of shrugs and looks at over a couple of the other knights that are with them. This moose is being dragged by like ox, because there's no way that they'd be able to do it on their own. But there's a couple large ox that are tethered to it via ropes. Kind of. It's always scary when they're charging at you, but we do what we need to do, and having them around, there's too many of them. But also it's really good meat, so it's just a job that we got to do.
Yes. Meat is good. I'm just gonna give her one flower. The rest are for the kids. I can't like not give the kids all the flowers. But I'll give her one flower and to be like, as a thank you, because I too will eat the meat.
She kind of like
smiles.
The meat. She smiles and like kind of like puts it like within like one of her armor buckles. Just kind of like places it there. How long are you in town for?
I'm like now I have like my hands are full, so I have to like quickly put everything into one hand, and then I start counting, and then I run out of fingers on one hand, and then I have to look at the other, and I shift everything again, and I count. And be like, well, I've been here for 7 days. Might stay a bit longer.
Well, I'd love to catch up with you, get some information about what's been going outside the walls of Well Hollow, if you have time. And like, you've been here a couple times, and she like kind of nods at the flowers, and whatever quest you're doing, I should let you get back to that too.
Yes. I will let you go back with the moose, and I will meet the children. I smile, and then I do a very sharp turn, like just and go back towards town.
And you're a little faster than the oxen like pulling the moose, so they're behind you, but you are able to easily skip ahead and get back.
Oh yeah,
into town.
the ox get like a bye ox, like a pat bye, and going. If there's animals along the way, it's like every animal gets a legitimate pet or a hello, depending on like I'm not gonna pet a service animal. They're doing a job, right? But I will say hello, which probably doesn't help either.
The children
animals.
Yes. The children that have been waiting anxiously for your return look delighted when you finally get back. Did you find them?
Yes, children. Look. And it's like a big, like I got a lot. I feel like I just kind of like, there's like one area where it's clearly decimated with like where like there's a patch of flowers and then there's a giant bald spot. Oh, no. And I was there just getting up all these flowers.
And you are bombarded with these children, several of which hold up to you their first weavings made with spun thread that is extremely lumpy. Obviously their first time learning how to do this, but it's mostly just the natural color of wool, along with like a couple miscellaneous like blues or greens or browns, but whatever was left over. And they hand them out to you. And if you want to add like 4 of these like woven squares of fabric into your inventory, you're more than welcome to.
Yes, I will. I can't spell woven. I spelled swivin and wivin. And then women just straight up. That's a day. Today's a morning.
And you
It's okay. I'll always choose women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you go on your way. Stiff. Same question to you. How long have you been here? What are you doing? And so on and so forth.
I believe. Oh boy. I think Stiff is just coming into town. They like to just peek into small cities between jobs just to lay low. They don't necessarily take business in places this tiny because word would spread like wildfire, and we don't want that.
What kind of business do you do?
Let's call it like a divorce lawyer, but it's like divorcing heads from shoulders. A very polite business, very quick. And if it's done right, you'll be stiff.
Good to know. Good to know. Oh, sorry, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was a very important question.
But Stiff themselves is practically a wraith. It's like you skinned a scarecrow, very pale, much like the shadows, very quiet, with the presence that's just a little bit unnerving. Would do great for Halloween.
And when you are entering this small town of Wellhallow, have you been here before?
Probably in passing, like going through to another city, but never like staying for longer than maybe a day or two.
On your way in, you do see this large moose being pulled by oxen into the city. It looks like they're going around to another entrance, not through the main front entrance, because it's, a lot of foot traffic, and it's like a small, like quote unquote door. Even though there aren't really doors to this small town, it's just an opening with like a stone arch, and it's just too small to be reasonably pulled through. You also see and someone else gallivanting with children and flowers, and it looks like the children are swarming this person.
I am the flower god. I was gonna say king, but like god sounds way better.
God is a much better term, more applicable to what y'all are. And as I described to Kaida earlier, busy for a small town, not so much a city. Kids playing, people gossiping, so on and so forth. Where would you like to go?
Directly to the inn, just to get settled, get out of the noise and hubbub.
This inn does not have a name, but it is easily findable from the sign that has just like a beer tankard on it, along with a bed and pillow. So 2 and 2. You can easily tell that this is where guests can stay. It is empty at this time of day. It's probably like late morning, but there is a older black man in the common room. Kaido, what are you doing? Because you said you were going to the inn.
Yeah, it's so super early, so it's too early to get dinner. So he's probably just kind of sitting in a chair, like awkwardly drinking from a tankard of whatever the first thing someone gave him.
Yeah, there's like a gangly, like tall, lanky teen running around doing miscellaneous errands every once in a while in the background.
Then Sylph will just raise a hand to possibly flag and or stop the kid.
This kid who's pretty tall, like at 6 feet, but hasn't gotten wide yet. It's just all beanpole right now. Yes, sorry. Yeah, what's up?
I would like a room, please.
Cool. Are you gonna be paying in coin or ink?
Coin.
Okay, cool. Just one?
Yes.
All right. Give me 2 minutes, and like they have like a big stack of like sheets in their arms. I'm gonna go put these down. I'll be back and check you out with your key. Bye. And they skedaddle.
And they stand there, just like waiting. Just cemented in place as one pole to pole departs.
Kaida, do you do anything after this conversation?
Kaida has actually like stared directly at that interaction and hasn't even thought about asking for a room yet.
Bless.
And he'll like, I don't think they're ready yet. You can sit here if you want.
Truth be told, no one is ready, but I'm not complaining.
So ominous. There's like a couple
We got a
small
bunch
tables.
of weirdos. Yeah.
Travelers are known to be quirky.
We are definitely the bards of the group. We're definitely gonna be the faces. The
Oh yeah,
of the group.
oozing charisma along with ink and blood.
So excited.
You would notice that Kaida has not registered that you're dangerous quite yet. You're just another talking humanoid figured shaped thing, and so friendship should be a thing. And so he's like to sit.
And feeling the social convention weighing on its shoulders, Stiff does sit.
Kind of just looks and nods and goes back to drinking.
Fantastic conversations, thank you. And just, there we go. That's it.
During this awkward moment, this beanpole of a kid comes back and puts down a key. It's just a very simple iron key. This is for room 2. It'll be 1 gold for the night. And he just holds out a hand awkwardly. Just
And
more
not-
awkward to the conversation.
We love it. Not even looking at him, just like goes into a certain pout and drops the amount into their hand.
Okay. Thank you. Did you want anything to eat or drink? There is a complimentary dinner. No? Okay.
No.
Okay. If I don't see you before you leave in the morning, there is a drop box for the key at the front.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Turns tail. It goes back to, like, what you can assume to be the kitchen.
Fantastic. And they're going to stand without another word and slink into their room.
Is there anything else you would like to do before I move on to Ira?
I'm good. Thank you.
Ira, I have a very important question for you for your introduction scene.
Mm-hmm.
How did you die this time?
This time, Ira, absolute, like, for everyone else's, everyone's afraid of the moose and whatever. But Ira loves this Canadian moose and is just like, loves to be near it, loves to be like, just attempting to tame one for themselves. It has never ever worked. They have never ever tamed one, and they have never given up. So this is just one of those mornings where Ira just got gored by one of them, and possibly her body is on the whatever. What's it called? The thing on their heads?
Antlers?
The antlers. That's right. There is an Ira-shaped body on one of the antlers somewhere out there.
Is it the same moose every time or a different moose?
It's a different moose every time. She does learn. They do learn that maybe not this moose, but maybe the next one.
Would be more receptive to having a friend.
Exactly.
This moose that you have attempted to tame or befriend has gored you, slamming its head and antlers against your body, and you can just feel that bone piercing through skin and bones breaking and the impact, where some of you is still on the antlers, but also another part of you is absolutely rammed against a tree or rock nearby. and you feel yourself fade away again. Again. As you die.
Yeah.
You slowly feel yourself coming back into consciousness, like many, many times before. And you are met with the same exact image every time you have been brought back. Staring up high into the stone tower in the center of Well Hollow, you see towards the top where it is a conical shape. There are no other floors to this, it's just the bottom. There are stone shelves all along this interior going all the way to the top. Some hold books, some hold dried plants or scrolls. A couple like weapons or armor are up towards the top, carefully and meticulously placed and displayed. And the same face you see over you, her hands in inky black void dripping ink, is your friend Mara, who has large afro hair, black skin, looks the same as she has since you were a child. And she leans down to you and holds out one of her hands, now quickly drying of the ink that has brought you back. How many times was this? I lost count at 8.
Oh, I think this is the 16th time now. Hey, Mara. I'm back.
I can see that. And she will actually, the ink on one of her hands will, the one that's not holding out to you to help you up, drips and coalesces into a form. And with her other hands holds out to you your glasses.
Oh, thank you.
You'll need these.
Thank you. I left mine there.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
I do.
Yeah, and I will actually ask for my little small pack that just has an animal pelt in it and the normal stuff. I have spent many times in this place that I know that every time I come back, I need some extra stuff. So there's a bag that just says Ira's pack right there. Can I have one of those, please? Get ready.
And because every time you are brought back with nothing except your ring on your finger, and in your case, your glasses. But she hands you this pack, which I'm assuming has clothes and some of your other items in them, because you've been through this a couple times. You know, if you die, all your shit's gonna get left behind, so you're not gonna bring all your important stuff, because then you gotta go get it and you might die again.
Yeah. No, this is I'm barely wearing important stuff for moose taming, basically. For my moose taming, I'm not, I know better, but not enough to not do it anymore.
The bare necessities.
Yes, the bare necessities for the moose taming. So I turn to Mara. So how has your day been, other than me coming here? Has anybody been raised lately? Anybody new?
Just you. You're the only one who's been raised recently. A week and a half ago, I did raise a passing traveler. The one that was missing their whole left hand that stopped by quickly and said hi.
Yeah.
They came by and, well, they arrived, let's say, and I sent them on their way.
I see.
I think they went to go collect their things.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah.
See,
this is why you always, have a home base, that kind of thing.
Well, not everyone has a home base. Some people just feel that wanderlust, so.
Yeah, I suppose. I feel that every now and then, but it's always nice to come home, to here. And to you. It's always nice to come home to you.
It's always nice to have you come home.
Yeah.
But other news is they haven't stopped by here yet. I don't know it's hard to tell sometimes. There's a bunch of weaves in the air, but a couple other travelers have stopped by in town today, or earlier this week.
Huh. That's not very usual. I wonder why they're here.
Well, it's usual, but not that many at once.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Like usually one at a time.
Excluding you.
Of course, I'm here all the time. I live here.
Yeah.
But do you think it means anything?
Providence knows, and she's probably doing something. But I'm not about to go against her will, so I'm sure it means something.
All right. Do you want to get lunch?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
Let's
then I will pay for it this time. It's my turn.
Okay. Good to know. Are we going to the inn, or are we gonna get something and like eat out in the field?
We're gonna go to the inn, please.
Perfect. And she lets you lead the way.
Yeah.
And begins heading to the inn with you.
Soon enough, we should probably arrive at the inn, because we've been there. It's not like, yeah.
Wander, where do you go after dealing with the children? Not dealing with the children, when you finish your quest for the children.
Yes. I will collect the lovely squares fabric, because I want to keep that. That's actually fun. And I probably will head as well to the inn. I went outside. I probably am hungry now, so it would make sense to go to a oh wow, what is it? I'm forgetting the word for
Inn?
The inn?
Thank you.
For that house thing.
That place that people go inside.
That Airbnb bitch, where is it?
Yeah.
Give me
that
that B&B bitch, the bed and breakfast.
Perfect.
I was gonna call it a lot of things. The word that kept coming to my head was collegiate, and that is not right.
No.
That's
Incorrect.
not right at all. So it's just, you know.
We're going to that Motel 4.
Ira and actually all four of you, as Ira and Wander make their way to the inn, you all do notice something interesting or odd that you have never seen before. Normal people around you that don't have print marks, that are not blessed, or in some cases what people view as cursed of immortality, don't have the print marks. But what you see, almost kind of dripping from your fingers, are weaves and drops and lines of ink, just kind of suddenly snaking their way across the floor and across this cobblestone and dirt road for Ira and Wander. And they all seem to weave together and go towards the inn.
All right, that's strange, right? That's funny, right? That's not normal.
No, that is not normal, but interesting.
All right, I guess our lunch date has a purpose. I mean, other than being with your lovely self, I think there's another purpose that we might see.
I very much would like to see what she has in store for this, because I haven't seen this before in all my years.
Oh.
Which you mean, it just makes it's going to be very interesting.
That is a long time. Not that I'm saying you're old. You don't look a day over.
You can say I'm old.
I mean, you don't look it, is what I'm saying. You look great for
Old.
your age.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Ira and Wander. Wander, for just sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna say you were like following Ira with this.
I was gonna interrupt them, but
Go
I was
do
like,
it.
I can't. Okay. This is where I will come up. like, because I'm walking, they probably stopped for a little bit to talk, and then now I can catch up a little bit easier.
Yeah,
And
but Wander, when you're behind them, you see one of these threads leading from one of your fingers to Ira, and the others
Exactly.
going past you towards the end.
yes, and I see this, and it looks interesting to me, as somebody who's kind of always covered in ink in a sense. And so I will walk up to Ira and Mara, right?
Mara.
Mhm.
Yes, I will walk up, look to them, and go, "Seasoned allies, let's go!" And I do that little thing with my technically with my left hand that's missing all my little fingers with the fancy little
Mhm.
too long prosthetics. And seasoned allies, let's go! And I go in. I will also walk like this, like my hands are kind of like always ready, like I have a backpack, but I don't. I'm holding
Yeah.
onto the straps. It's mimicking that, and I walk straight with purpose.
Like I'm
a
imagining you walking
train.
between Ira and Mara. Like right in
Exactly.
between them.
Yes. I call them gay and I leave. It's perfect.
Well,
Hello to
I like
you
her.
too, Wander. I like them too.
oh yeah,
And
they're
go ahead.
yeah. Let's go.
And they follow in. Kaida and Stiff. 3 people walk into the inn. And like this lanky teen looks really stressed for a second before yeeting off to the back for a minute. Too much responsibility has been given to this child.
Has Kaida noticed the ink
Have you?
flowing towards us?
Have you?
I mean, strange things Kaida would notice. Human
Yes.
interaction is a problem.
Then yes.
Kaida actually would put his drink down and like pull out his sword and just kind of get ready to attack something that's about to come at him. While the others might not know, he has no intention on hurting them, but he just noticed that something's coming at them, and like, danger, Robinson. So you just see his giant brother pull out his long sword with one hand and just like face you guys.
Stiff, you see your table. Oh wait, you left. What are you doing? You do see the same thing, but you have 3 strands leading off out of your room. What are you doing?
They're just lingering outside their door, like just crack staring.
Okay. But yes, Ira and Wander, you are met with sword.
Oh,
A weapon. I poke the sword.
have you never seen a weapon before?
No, I see them all the time.
I see. Just out of curiosity, because you immediately poked it. Hi, my name is Ira.
Kaida just kind of looks over at Ira for a second and nods to acknowledge your existence, and then like slowly, but just he pushes the sword between the group, and he goes, "Strange occurrence," and he points
At the ink.
at the ink that's flowing.
Oh, okay, so it's not for us. It's at the weird ink thing, right?
Yes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He kind of lowers his sword a little bit. Not for you. Sorry. No, danger. He just continues. He's very focused on making sure that we're okay.
Mara, Mara turns her head and like looks at where you're pointing. Nothing was following us for danger.
You didn't notice the random bit of ink coming at us?
No, I definitely noticed it, but I don't see any danger.
That's not danger.
I don't
Probably
think so.
not.
Would Kaida recognize Mara as being of importance?
Yeah, if you've ever stopped by here and stopped by the shrine, you would know that if you died, this if this was the last place you were, you would spawn here, revive here.
Yeah. God, I hate dying. He puts his sword away and kind of looks at everybody and bows his head and sorry. He turns around and just goes back to sit in his chair again.
Nothing to apologize for. You always have to be ready.
Yes. Have you noticed there's just a lot of moose outside?
I love moose.
Why?
They're just so majestic. I will one day ride one of those moose, and they'll be my friend, and they will love me.
I love you. You're so delusional.
Are you? Please tell me you're also a weaver, so that your chances are not permanent.
Oh yeah. I'm totally fine. Don't worry about it. I have This is my first rodeo, so to speak.
Ira has recently been revived due to the interactions with moose.
Yeah.
So you use our gifts in a way to attack one of the most dangerous creatures of the land so that you may ride them.
Not attack. Never attack. Pet them. Love them. Show them that I am their friend. I am friend-shaped. But so far, none of them have considered me as their friend yet. But one day, it will happen.
Do you think it's because you wear their friends' clothes?
First of all, this is not moose. This is Canadian geese.
No.
That's
Then it would be
worse.
feathers.
Yes. These are the feathers of Canadian geese. They're mortal enemies. So I want them to know that I've taken care of their mortal enemies.
You constantly interact with two of the most aggressive and dangerous natural wildlife in the land willingly?
Yeah.
Like the SpongeBob meme, I will lean closer to Kaida and just go, hello to barnacles.
Kaido will just look between the ink wanderer that is a little creepy. Between there's a lot of things that's happened to Kaido, who's a lone person. There's been a creepy shadow assassin that came in and got a room and left him without saying anything. There's now another inky creepy person saying the word barnacles to his ear. It's not native to him. And then an actual crazy person wearing their mistakes. And Ida is going to look around, remember what his parents taught him, say nothing, and simply go back to drinking his liquid without responding any further.
I would like to say, though, while Kaida was looking around, he definitely caught eyes with Stiff just standing in the doorway.
Have you ever just seen someone tense? Like, he's not relaxed. This is not like everything's fine. This is like something could pop off any time, and he's trying to hide it.
The four of you would notice this. For Kaida, Ira, and Wanderer, these ink tendrils that have been kind of like leading you to the inn, you would see that one from each of you goes off to Stiff's room. And vice versa, Stiff, you have 3 different tendrils leading out to basically one of them leading to each of these people.
I think there's one more over there.
Oh, that is my new friend.
I would not be so cordial. As they just step out. What is this?
I don't know. I think the ink just wants us to meet.
Well, well met.
Mara,
Yes.
any idea what's happening?
Absolutely no clue.
Cool. Well, I'm Ira.
Stiff, have you come out of your room, or are you just like creepily looking outside your door still?
Oh, they've stepped out. Like
Okay.
that first quip is them like making an entrance to the posse, as it were.
Okay. In that case, as you walk out of your room and you get closer to these three quote unquote they're mostly strangers, even though one of them has kind of introduced you as their friend. And as you get closer, the
Had to correct
threads
that.
these threads kind of coalesce into an inky like void between the four of you before shooting off outside the inn. Other than that, you can't see where they go. And you all feel this tug. Like an urge to travel. Even you, Ira, who has been here your entire life and to the best of my knowledge hasn't gone wandering very far.
No, not very far, no. Huh. Well, this is new.
It looks like Providence has some plans.
I don't... Y'all feel it? This need to go?
Oh, I know it well.
I'm pretty sure it happened before I met all of you, but
Yeah.
please, it's intensified.
This is
Yeah.
a first. This is a first for me. Do I have to go, Mara?
You are free to do what you want. I won't force you to go.
Providence. It's always better to follow her. Correct?
She sees and provides and works in mysterious ways.
I never liked that about her. But all right.
Enigmatic. Very enigmatic.
Yeah.
Kaida will stand up. He goes, "My name's Kaida. I have a sword.
A very
I
nice
hate-
sword.
Thank you. I don't like dying. It hurts. It smells like roaches.
Wait, did you say it smells like roaches?
It smells like roaches."
Oh, that's unfortunate. When Mara brings me back to life, it smells like lavender.
Each person has their own scent of when they bring back. Some more pleasant than others.
Yeah, no. No, thank you. But Kai just looks around, trying to be, because he's like 6 foot something. He looks like he should know what he's doing. He doesn't. I guess we should follow.
Yeah.
Of course.
We are a very talkative bunch. I can't wait till we have to deal with social situations. Anyway, Kaida will just start walking. He's very much. He'll just start walking towards the pole. And imagine that people will follow or they won't.
Yeah, Stiff is following the line leader, which is Kaida.
I will also follow, but I kind of want moose jerky. So like while you were like having that nice little explanation, I like pitter pattered off to get some moose jerky for the road, and I'll come back, or not really come back. I'll just follow because I'm pretty sure I would be the last one out taking this small detour for moose jerky.
I am going to look at everyone and go, "This is gonna be fun, Mara. We've never been out of the town." And then I follow everybody else.
So, Wander, you've cornered this poor lanky teen, like right as they're coming out of the kitchen, and like you're like, I feel like you're just right there as they open this door, and are just like, where the hell did you come from?
Over there. Teenager. I need meat.
What kind of meat?
Moose jerky. For the road. For the path.
How much?
This time I have 4 bodies. So,
Bodies?
enough for
I'm sorry,
4
what?
4 other travelers. I am sorry, forgive me. Language is hard. So I have 4 bodies, and I need 4 people, travelers, people, alive. I need 4. For 4.
If I give it to you, will you leave?
Yes, I have to.
All right, give me 2 minutes. He like immediately pivots, goes back into the kitchen, and like much quicker than he said he would, immediately like just shoves a pack of like moose jerky in your arms. Okay, goodbye. Go.
Thank you. Wait, how do we tip in this universe?
Just give him. Are you tipping in gold or ink?
I think they would prefer gold because I don't think this teen dies every day to come back.
Wait, is there tipping in Canada?
Yes, you tip in Canada.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, cool.
You could just, however you would like, whether that's just creepily sneaking it into his pocket or just giving it to him is up to you.
He will give me the packet. I will grab his arm affectionately and then give him a nice tip of gold. You know, like the issue is I don't probably have no need for it. So it's probably an assorted amount. I don't even know if it's worth it or if it's over worth it. Either way, slap some tip from slap some of that in their hands. And I will go, thank you. And then I'll pitter patter off like lightning speed behind everyone else.
Ira, you have a magic item donation. So tell me, would you like a scroll or a ring? You're muted.
I would like a ring, please.
Please roll me a D percentile.
Ooh, okay. Wait. $23.
23. Ooh. Drop. You may always gauge the height of a drop and whether or not falling would be lethal. So as you're walking out of this inn, Mara kind of like, as soon as you like leave the inn, she pulls you off to the side. And before you go, I think this might be helpful for you, especially in your daring escapades and thrill seeking. And she'll pull out a ring and hand it to you.
Oh.
This will help you determine whether or not if you die if you fall from a certain height.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That will definitely help in a lot of the things that I do. That is correct.
I think you'll need it. And you deserve a little going away gift as part of your first big travel.
Oh, well, you know I'll come back. I always come back.
I know, but you might not come back here if you meet another shrine.
I mean,
I know you'll come back eventually.
Of course. Yeah. Well, just make sure you keep a couple of my bags around.
I will. Don't worry.
Okay. I'll see you.
She kind of splits off from you. And Kaida and Stiff, as you are making your way towards the front entrance, because that's where all of the this new ink line, that's only like one thread from all of you. You see it going out that direction. But all of a sudden, the four of you hear the sound of falling rocks and almost like a rock slide. as this mountain that is the town is nestled against kind of moves and vibrates. And I would like everyone please to make me just some kind of dex check, please.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll the amount equal to your dexterity for d10s.
You definitely meant strength, right? That's the word.
Nope, definitely dex.
Definitely meant like I can push a mountain, right?
I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
10 and a 6.
We'll fail.
So I just need to know how many are above 6 or higher. So
Oh, well, none.
2 for Kaida and how many for Vin?
2.
Okay.
I failed it.
Yeah. So, Ira, the four of you see all of a sudden the side of this mountain explode, for lack of a better term. Rocks come flying out, raining upon people and the roofs of this small town. Several people get hit with debris, one of which includes you, Ira. I want you to take just 1 point of strength damage. So you have your numbers at the top, and then you have your pools, which is equal to the number of your strength. So if you have 6 strength, just move it down to like 5 out of 6 in your pool.
Okie dokie.
As you are hit by some of these rocks. And you all hear this wet, guttural sound as something very large makes its way outside of this now gaping hole in this side of the mountain. It has inky black skin, but also seems to be made out of rock. It is large, like the size of like a house, like a small like house. It has interwoven thick hide with lots of scars and healing injuries, which are dripping ink. A very large head, long snout with like 4 tusks, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. And as it's like exploding out from the side of this mountain, it is crushing a boulder in its mouth before it charges into a cart, crushing it. I don't think anyone other than Ira would know what this is unless you've been there. But Ira, you would know this as the monster underneath Well Hollow. A creature kept...
It's awake.
It has been awake. But you know it's usually kept under watch, under chain, bled of ink underneath the small town. And it's not under there anymore. And we're gonna take a break.
Oh my
break.
god.
Oh god, we're gonna die again.
Woo! Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, everybody.
Do it.
We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. Please stretch, pet your pets, hydrate, and we'll be back soon. Bye. Hello, everybody. We are back from break, and we are about to enter combat as the monster of Well Hollow has breached its containment, and to the 4 of you is looking around with a lot of energy, even though there are some weapons sticking out from it and it is bleeding ink. Before you all can do anything, it looks up at this mountain that Well Hollow is nestled up against, and it puts a foot on the rock and just begins to climb up it, sticking to the side of this mountain and just looking around, getting a vantage point. What also happens is there are a lot of people fleeing. You see a bunch of people either going into the cave system underneath Well Hollow or beginning to flee south. You all know, especially the wandering travelers, that there is another small village that is safe with this safety protections to the south. And a lot of people are running. But oddly enough, there are a lot of civilians also picking up weapons, whether that is pitchforks, torches, lances, sharpened sticks. And a lot of them are actually older. And Ira, you see one such pair, two older folks that you would recognize as the shopkeeper's parents, that they are ready to fight this thing. And the four of you see this hippo creature monster thing leap from the side of this mountain and land on a house, destroying it. And it's... Go ahead.
I was just gonna look to the parents of the shopkeeper and say, you've seen this happen before.
With their knuckles white, clutching a pitchfork and a stick, they shake their heads. No. But the four of you see this monster creature looking out towards the walls of Well Hollow. And they aren't solid walls. Sometimes, in some places, they actually are crumbling. But every stone on the interior is marked with ink in a protective circle. And if these walls are broken, that net, that protection that keeps outside monsters from finding this place and causing havoc will be destroyed.
All right, we gotta stop this hippo monster.
So, combat. I'd like everyone to roll their dex, please. And I'd like to know how many successes for each person, and whatever the total is between the four of you will be your initiative order. 3 successes for Kaida.
2 successes.
2 successes for Ira, 2 for Stiff, and 1 for Wander. So
Why y'all so fast?
I actually got successes on all 3 of my die, and I can't believe it.
Damn.
well,
I have got it on too.
so actually it's done in blocks for the travelers. So it's your total combined for the travelers that will determine where you are in the initiative order. So with everything else, the 4 of you are first. This creature is probably about close distance from you. So in combat, you can have 2 actions. You have a move action and you have an action, which you can do a bunch of different things, whether that's attacking, another move action, using a scroll, magic item along those lines. So the 4 of you, whoever wants to go first out of this block, can go.
Typically, I don't have any idea what I would like to do during combat in the tabletop, so this is an immediate first. Stiff just shoots their left hand out, and springing forth from the ring is this beautiful, massive, bearded vulture of red and black wings, and I would like to use my animal companion to poke the eyes out of this monster.
Sure. You summon your creature, and then what are the mechanics of your ring? I think it has a certain amount of dice and
3 points
Yes.
for the highest attribute.
okay. What are the 3
3 dex and 6 vitality.
Okay. So what you will do is I will say that the dex is also a light weapon. It's a light weapon, so you're going to roll its 3 dex and you tell me how many successes you get.
Oh boy, big money, no whammies, come on. 1 success.
So you see your animal companion, this vulture, trying to peck out this hippo's eyes, and it's moving, it's thrashing its head, and it's not able to get a good purchase. Wherever it pecks, it hits its like really stony, strong-looking hide, and it's kind of like moving its head, trying to shake off this vulture. Wander, Ira, or Kaida?
I am going to move and try to stab it with my sword the back.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna jump on it and
What kind of
moose style.
what kind of weapon do you have? Light, medium, or
I
heavy?
have a long sword, and I believe I don't know. Let me see. It is a heavy weapon.
So that is 2-handed. You're gonna roll your number of strength dice plus 3 more d10s for me.
Okay. So it is a since I lost some, it's 4 instead of 5, right?
No.
Earlier?
So you have
Oh.
your stats at the top, which are equal your loops, your whirls, and your arches, which are equal to your fingerprints. But you also have a separate point pool that have the max equal to those numbers as well. So you're always going to roll, like if you have 6 strength, you're always going to roll the 6 strength.
I see. Okay.
And you also can pull from those pools, and you can do it before or after an attack, and you can add additional dice to that roll.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to do just the normal.
Yeah.
And you said plus 3?
So how many strength do you have? What's your base?
I have 5.
So you're going to roll 5 d10 plus an additional 3 more because of it's a heavy weapon. So you're going to roll a total of 8 d10.
8. Awesome.
And let me know how many successes you have, which is a 6 or higher on the die.
So that's going to be 5 d10s. That 5 success.
5 that pass. So I'm going to just, since this is our first combat, I'm just going to tell you what the obstacle number is for everyone in chat. The obstacle number is equal to, basically it's armor class. And what you always want to do is you always want to roll equal to or more than that. And however many successes you have over the obstacle number is how much damage you do. So its obstacle number is 3. So you are able to do 2 damage to this thing. What does it look like?
Basically I'm going to do the same thing that I try to do with the mooses, but without the stabbing part. So I am just gonna go run up and jump on this this monster and basically bring out my sword and plunge it on the back of this hippo.
You have skewered it, and it lets out a ear-shattering shriek of pain as you are able to stab this thing. Wander or Kaida?
I'll go next, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Kaida's gonna use this free action to tell Elm's parents, go back to Elm and get to safety. And then he's going to rush with his longsword and try to chop at the legs of this giant monstrosity. And that is 3d10 plus 6.
So you're going to roll a total of 9d10. Dice, y'all. Dice.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Yeah.
Successes.
You are able to do 1 point of damage to this thing. What does this look like as you slash it?
Basically, he's going for what's the equivalent of an Achilles heel, just trying to cut right out of its back tendon, trying to slow it down. So he just makes a nice little shallower than he wants to cut along one of his front hind legs, and he probably ends up underneath or right in front of this thing, which is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
Here we are, let's go, boy.
And Wander for the traveler's turn.
Hello, yes. So, I too will attack with my midnight axe. Though technically I have yassified it into a sickle, and so I'll roll for first before I describe what it looks like.
That's fair.
Okay, now.
So since Midnight Axe is an ink weapon, you get to choose what you're rolling with: strength, will, or dex, plus an additional 4d10.
I'm gonna do strength, so that way pretty much that's an 8d10 is what I'll be rolling with.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And also, everybody, just keep if you roll 10s on your d10s, let me know how many you get. Because if you roll a certain amount of d10s equal to the obstacle number, you get a crit.
Oh, well, I rolled a 1, so 1d10, but...
Yeah, you were good.
Yeah.
So if you get 3 d10s for this on your attack during this encounter, you'll do a crit.
Wait.
Okay. So in terms of successes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Two of them are D10s. So as soon as you said three, I was like, I was one
You
off.
were super close. Okay.
It deals dark damage, by the way. My weapon.
Yes. So it actually affects its willpower with dark damage. So what's it look like as you do 3 damage to this thing?
So I think what happens is, Wander has been watching everybody, like a scarecrow, just standing quite still, waiting patiently for their turn. And then it's like almost not really like you blink and they're gone, but rather it's it's like this big rush forward. Like if this were like a field of grass and you were looking a little bit above, it's just like straight for this creature as the ink from their hands and their weapons turns this little shoddy farmer's sickle into a nice big edgy anime scythe, and I go for the legs. Just swoop them out like that.
So Kaida, Wander does the same thing you were trying to do, but it seems like they do a much harder hit than you did. Pretty impressive. Okay. There are a bunch of civilians that, by the way, Ilm's parents do not listen to you, Kaida, partially because you have 0 will, and if you wanted to get them away, you would have needed to make a will check, but you don't have will, so... So it's just like, go, run, get back to Ilm. But them and several other civilians go up towards this thing and try to do some damage to it. But since their weapons are not magical, they don't do anything. Magical weapons are really the only thing that can affect monsters significantly. And non-travelers don't normally get a hold of those. This creature, this hippo, is being bombarded on all sides, and it immediately looks at you, Wander, who has sliced it really hard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, hold on, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, and you have an OB of 1. So you take 6 damage as its massive maw crushes around you. By the way, the damage is going to go to your strength first and reduce your strength pool, and then go over to your vitality later. So you won't be able, so once you get to 0 on those, you won't be able to add extra d10s later.
Mm-hmm. So it was 7 or 6 points.
6. It rolled 7
6?
successes, but you have an OB of 1. So anything above the amount of successes above your OB number is the amount of damage it does.
Yes.
So you have 4 strength. So basically it's going to deplete your pool to 0 out of 4.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take 2 out of your vitality.
Yes.
And you are in its grasp.
Yummy.
Yes. You are in its grasp, within its jaws. Oh, I didn't roll the extra 3d10 for its shit.
There we go.
I only counted its strength. Hold on. Please hold.
You're soft.
Take one extra vitality damage, please.
Extra vitality. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a flesh wound.
You are stuck in its jaws. Travelers, just so you know, Wander, you will need to try and get out of this to escape. You won't be able to do anything. Its jaws are around your arms. You can't move them. So whoever would like to go first.
I can go again. Basically what I'm gonna do is just unsheathe the sword from its spine and do it again at a different location.
Perfect.
So that's 5 again with the 3, right? So 8. I'm gonna add one of my pool since I
Okay.
have. I'll have just 3 left. So
Okay.
I'll make it a 9d10.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it, only 2 d10s. All right, 2 10s. 6 total.
So it's going to take 3 damage as you once again stab into this thing. And it thrashes and yells, and Wander, you feel its jaws tighten around you more. Do you want to try and get out, Wander?
I think I'll try to get out. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's got me in a very not nice grip.
Yeah. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to roll a straight up strength, and it's going to be a contested roll. So your successes versus my successes.
Yes, but I can't add any of my
Correct. You're going to roll your base strengths.
base strength. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, my base strength is still a 4 technically.
Yep.
That's not bad. I hope.
So you're
2
gonna roll-
successes. They're both 10s.
Unfortunately, it rolled 3 successes. So you're not...
Motherfucker.
out of 10 d10, it only rolled 3.
That's 10. Oh my god. Okay.
So you are not able to get out of this. Stiff and Kaida.
I'll go.
Perfect.
Kaida is going to do it again. He's going to try to continue to chop at this thing's legs.
Beautiful.
As that's what Kaida is good for. What is this pool thing? Because I have 9 d10. Can I add to that?
So, Kaida, you have 6 strength. So if you're attacking with your weapon, you're going to roll 6 strength. And then you also have 6 points in your strength pool to add later on the, roll extra d10 if you would like. So you would be just taking 1 or 2 or however many you want from that pool to add extra d10s to your rolls. So your
I'm already
9...
rolling 9.
Yeah, your 9 d10s are from your weapon and your strength. So you can always add more later.
I'll do that later. Just wanted to check. Let's go! Alright, that is... Kaida, my dog. Kaida, come on. Man, he is the dumbest. 3.
So since you hit a 3, what happens is in this system, if you meet, do not exceed, if you meet the OB number, it parries and gets a free attack on you. So,
Oh no.
yeah. Okay, 1. Oh, ooh, ow, ow. Okay, hold on. It got a crit.
Oh
It got crit on you.
no.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Hold on, hold
We're gonna
on.
die.
1, 2, 3, 4. So it got 7 successes. 3 of them are a 10. It is a heavy weapon, so you're at minimum. You're gonna take 4 damage.
That goes to my vitality or my strength.
It starts off at strength. So for physical damage, which this is, you're gonna take a
Ow.
total of 4 damage. So it's gonna remove from your strength pool,
Ow.
and then it's gonna go into your vitality. So total 8.
Ow.
It hurts, yeah. And you don't like being hurt.
You don't like being in pain.
It took... So, 4 from strength, 4 from vitality. That math would be... Ow.
Yeah, it's ow.
Kaida, free action. We'll go. Ow.
All right, Stiff.
They're gonna try to get Wander out. Not in a way that would, be helpful, just taking their longsword and stabbing it straight into the monster's mouth.
So just trying to get it to let go.
Yes.
Okay, so since
As a
you're
distraction.
specifically trying to release Wander, we'll do this as a strength contested instead of an attack, if that's okay. So basically, it's trying to withstand the pain you are inflicting it. So just roll strength.
All right. That is only one success. My D10s hate me.
It is a shallow stab because it's also still thrashing around and moving. So it's just bad timing when you're trying to go down and stab it itself. Once again, the civilians are trying to attack this thing, and to no avail. One of them actually kind of gets thrown away in pain and like smashes up against a cart full of hay, and they're just kind of laying there. Wander, I'm gonna roll against you.
I don't got much.
I know you don't. Okay, so 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, 5 successes against your 1 OB. You're gonna take 4 damage. How you looking?
I'm still up.
And you're still...
I can take 6 more successes, or 7, really, of damage.
It is slowly crushing you, painfully, in its mouth.
Ugh.
Back to the travelers.
All right. Seeing this happening, I am gonna go and try to climb up and like slice it the jaw so that it sort of like opens it. You
Okay.
know, that's what I'm gonna do.
So we'll do the same thing we did with Stiff, if that's okay. We're gonna do a strength
Yep.
versus strength, trying to
Okay.
pry Wander out.
All right. We're gonna do just normal 5d10.
Yes.
You know what? Can I add all of my current pools to it?
All your strength ones, yes.
Yes. Let's just do that. Let's add 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 8. Let's just use it all up. It's fine.
Okay, so you're using all of your stuff. You can also add them after you've rolled your initial 5, by the way.
Well, I already did add them, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Yeah, how do you release Wander?
Get me out of there!
So what I do is basically like seeing Wander stuck in there, I climb closer to the head and just sort of like using my long sword, just slicing at the jaw so that at least the jaw starts loosening up, and basically the mouth opens when I slice at like one side of the jaw, like it falls kind of like that.
Wander, you feel its mouth open, and it feels like its muscles have been just sliced away as its mouth opens, hanging, and you fall out.
I have been surprisingly calm, I think, through all that. I think the only time you ever heard Wander like in pain was the initial bite, and everything else of that has just been like, I'm at peace. Have you ever seen that Surfer Shark documentary where this girl was like she like a shark came out of nowhere while she was on her surfer board and just bit her arm off, and she had to swim all the way back to shore, and she was like, I was surprisingly calm, didn't panic once. That's Wander. Just whatever
Wander's a
happens.
badass.
The shock comes in much later.
Exactly. But that's what therapy is all for, and I don't think
Exactly.
therapy exists in this universe. So you know what? More moose jerky. We can just eat away our problems, like this,
Exactly.
like this hippo was trying to do. Someone else can go before me. Actually, I think
You're
would make
recovering
sense.
from being crushed.
Yeah. I'm having a bit of a moment. That moment just happens to be me staring directly at it.
Ida is going to focus. He's going to talk to his sword. Please. Please be useful. I'm begging you. You have one job.
No,
I
it
do
says.
one thing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's a 10. 4. That's 2 10s actually.
Ooh,
So 4 plus 2 10s, that's 6.
so you have 6 successes?
6 successes.
Okay, that's a total of 3 damage on it. Are you still going for the legs, or what are you doing?
Always chopping the legs down.
Good idea. I think that leaves Stiff and Wander.
Oh, I thought I
Oh.
went with the stabby.
Oh, I couldn't remember if you went or
Because
not.
I failed. Or was that the last turn?
Oh,
That was the last.
that was
last
the last
turn.
turn. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go for a longsword lobotomy. Just sword right up his head.
Wait,
with stabbing
do
to
all
his
of you
open
have
mouth.
heavy weapons?
Yes, I have a longsword.
Beautiful.
I have a
Longsword.
longsword as well.
Oh, the hell! Okay, we have no charisma, but
Longsword
apparently
crew!
everyone is.
We don't have charisma, but we have swords.
We don't shoot from a distance. We deal with it head on.
That's all you.
We don't talk about it. We fight.
That's all you need. Swords.
What's the dice pool for that? I mean, for the weapon.
So your heavy weapon is your strength pool plus an extra 3d10. So for you, it's
Alright.
going to be a total of 7d10 unless you use from your point pool.
I'm gonna save that for later. I think we're doing pretty good. Let's see. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right, so you're able to inflict 1 point of damage on this thing. Is this your first damage on it?
Oh yeah, we're on the board now, baby.
Okay, what is it? Now that you finally got some damage, what does this look like?
Since it has clearly such a hard exterior, I expect it's the same end. And Stiff just drives the sword into the roof of his mouth, and I guess it barely breaks the palate and bone, so it's just a good little jab.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay, you're still in front of it, Wander. Looking. Oh, wait, did you go yet, Wander?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay, so it's your turn before it's its turn.
Yeah, my last turn. Hee. Okay. How is it looking? Like,
Hurt.
you don't have to give me like meta numbers. Just,
Yeah, it definitely still has some life in it, but it looks hurt.
Okay. I'm assuming we're allowed to move.
Yes.
While we do this, and so is it possible for me to attack then move?
Yes.
Or do I have? Okay, cool. So what I would like to do is I will attack first, then I will yeet so fast,
Out
like a
of
bitch is
character,
empty.
You know you will take the equivalent of an attack of op if you move out of its melee range. Just letting you
Maybe
know.
yes.
Letting
Oh,
you
that's
know.
true. That's true. I could just tough it out. I could just tough it out. Let's see how hard this hit is actually.
Yeah, let's see how hard the hit is first.
That's what I'll do. I'll decide it afterwards. So I have none in my pool, but I'm assuming I still have like my regular strength,
Correct.
my base strength,
Yes.
and what my additional weapon does. So
Mhm.
that's still like 8d10, which is kind of nice.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
I know ink weapons are a little different than heavy weapons.
Yeah.
So you'll have 8d10.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just making sure I have the 8 on the ruler. Oh, how many?
How many what?
How many 10s did I need again?
You
for
need
a crit?
3.
Okay. Well, 3 of them are 10. And
Let's go!
So that you have yours does dark damage, right?
Yes.
And how many successes did you get total?
Successes in total, 6. Because 6 is the base number for success, right?
Correct. 6 or higher.
Yes. Okay, so I do have 2 6s. So that's total is 6, but 3 of them happen to be 10s.
So 6 successes, OB 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. It takes 6 damage. It looks like it's you. Tell me what you do. It's not dead yet, but it looks like it's barely hanging on.
So where Stiff Sword is like kind of like sticking out, like because I can see what they were trying to do. I think what Wander does is Wander's big ass scythe they'll just turn it up on top, so that way rather than cutting down per se, they're cooking onto it from the spherical end to push it down into Stiff Sword, and it's really just it's the sudden force of it that deals most of the damage as Wander is now like slowly being more and more consumed by the ink that they just happen to always have on them. it was just looking a little bit more symbiote by the day.
A little bit more venomy by
Yeah.
the day.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie.
So, you said you were thinking about moving. Do you?
Okay, there is one more thing I would like to ask instead of moving, and that is you can use ink to heal. Is that like a full action too?
Yeah, so
That's
you
what
have
I
to use your
thought.
movement to move and your action to do something else.
That is what I thought. How do attacks of opportunities look?
Basically, it's the same as any other attack. It'll just be able to do it on you as you are leaving. It's leaving melee range.
You know what? I'll just tough it out. I think I still have some hit point, not hit points, vitality left. And if I die, then
you die. It's
See you
fine.
later.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Just take another finger. It's okay.
Die.
Yeah. So speaking
People
of,
die when they're killed.
once the civilians have realized they're not doing crap and you are basically tanking this thing, like last round they left. They're not here anymore. They're letting you handle this thing.
Smart.
But, and especially after that one person got slammed into a wagon, yeah, they're skedaddling trying to help that person off. But Wander, you've been doing a shit ton of damage to this thing, and it goes to try and bite you again with its floppy jaw. I can't do math. 1, 2, 3.
Lower again.
Soft.
You take a total of 3 damage.
Ooh, I'm up. I'm still up.
Unfortunate. I was hoping for a 0.
I was like, I can only take so much, but I can take it because I got the vitality. Is that 3 damage including the 1 OB or?
That includes me factoring in the
Yes.
1 OB already.
Thank you. All right, guys, I'm up. But like at this point, I'm gonna just go full blown symbiote.
Who wants to go next? It's back to y'all.
I have a question.
Sure.
I
I dropped the die.
would if this monster dies,
Mhm.
it's just it doesn't come back to life or anything like that, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm going to kill it, but because I'm feeling merciful. I don't want it to be bled anymore. I feel bad for it just in my head. I'm like,
Fair.
I understand why you're mad. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna kill you right now so that you don't get captured anymore. That kind of thing.
Fair.
So that's what I'm gonna try and like mercifully, because I know you're gonna destroy my town and I love my town, but I also don't want you to be like bled anymore. I'm sure my town will be fine. They'll figure it out. It's okay. So I'm gonna roll my normal 8 d10s.
Okay.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
How do you finish this thing off?
Yeah.
So basically, I'm just going to put my sword in between its eyes, but also sort of like as my sword goes down, I sort of like caress its brow and just be like, "You can rest now," kind of thing. That's what I do to it.
The ink bleeds from its wounds, both the old ones from when it was still chained up underneath Well Hollow and the new ones. And it slowly weakens and it thrashes a little bit before lying still.
Apologies. May you rest now. And I stand and like get off of the monster's back.
This monster, it was being bled for ink, correct? And we have been stabbing it for a couple minutes, right?
Yeah.
Can I try to harvest some of the ink?
So, yes, you can, but it takes in order to harvest it correctly, it's just so it's not like bleeding on the ground, being absorbed by the earth. You do need to take some time to do it. And this is a 4d10 creature, so you'll need to take 4 days to do that like correctly. Which might not be a bad idea because some of you are hurt.
Yeah.
I'm full of owies.
And going off into the wilderness not at your peak is a foolish idea.
I also don't think see another because of my character creation rules, I do like have like 1,000 drops of ink just on me casually.
Yes, but that will only heal your vitality, not your pools.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. And also, I can't I can't consume everything. I was going to die that way.
Yeah.
Which is the exact amount I need to heal.
Yeah.
So I would rather not. I actually would rather take some time to harvest, heal, and eat moose jerky.
But
I would also stay for now.
Yep. I guess we all decided to harvest this thing. I don't know if Stiff has. But
We can make it a bonding experience.
yeah. Tell me, while I roll how much ink you get, do you want to have a bonding experience? By the way, normally the townsfolk would be like, we would like some ink too, but you also killed this thing, so they're just kind of letting you do it.
during most of this, Kaida's actually gonna spend some time putting up a fire and start like cooking up some food. He's like, are any of you vegetarians by chance?
No.
No. Okay, thank goodness. And he'll start making up this really good like hearty stew and stuff like that for everybody each day that we're starting to harvest, and that's kind of like he'll offer you food. And then to Wanderer, who took most of the damage, he always adds like an edible flower. He goes like,
Oh.
for the emotional damage.
The emotional damage.
Oh, my emotions are healed. Thank you. I love the flowers. I love it so much. Wander's like saying that, and like in terms of how Wander absorbs or heals with the ink, I think it looks very strange personally. I think the whole arm, the left arm, I believe, where the prosthetics are, gets very like this gooey black substance will just ooze out of it and travels upwards directly to wherever Wander was bitten before. And like in Resident Evil, where Ethan just slaps on the goop and it heals fabric molecules as well, that's what's happening here. Everything's being very, very much healed, like it's becoming new again.
That was my favorite part of the game, when you went, what?
How does that work? You just get a whole finger back?
It's not even that. It gets more ridiculous in Village, okay? Where I was like, it's seamless because it's fabric that's gone too. It's layers of fabric, and so I want to be that ridiculous.
I don't want to go down this road, but homeboy got chokeslammed through a house and stood up. I was done. Anyway.
So
yes.
I have rolled how much you over the course of 4 days. First of all, this would count. A long rest would count as 3 nights. So, everyone, and since you're within the walls of a safe haven and the walls are still standing, you don't have to worry about monsters attacking. You can rest in peace. You don't have to worry about paying for any nights at the inn or anything, because you killed this thing. But your dex, will, and strength pools can go back up to full, and you may recover 1d10 vitality over the course of these 4 days. As you harvest the ink from this creature, you got a total of 5,744 drops of ink, which separated out, which I'm assuming you're separating out, would
Yeah.
be 1,436 per person.
1,400.
And 36.
1,436, which brings my total up to 2,436.
I've also put it in chat for you.
Now it's my total is 1,536 drops of ink.
Beautiful. Also, Ira, and probably if anyone who has interacted with Ilm, sometimes she does have magic items for sale from other travelers who have come by. So if you wanted to do something before you left and see if she had anything, you're more than welcome to.
With that battle and kind of being 2 steps from useless, he will actually go to Elm and goes, one, your parents are stupid. I mean, foolish. My apologies. And they tried to fight something that they shouldn't have. You should probably reprimand them for doing that.
I've already reprimanded them.
Thank you.
My father has bad knees, and I don't know what he was thinking, but I have already told him to not. But I'm glad they're okay.
Yes. Next time I will kick him in the knee so that he does not join. Do you have any magical armaments, rings, weapons?
I have a couple items. Are you looking for anything specific?
A ring would actually do me pretty well.
Sure. Would you like to roll me a D100, please, Lamar?
That's going to be a 48.
A 48? Okay. Okay, so the ring that she brings out is silver, like a lot of magical rings are, and it has looks like a letter in some kind of silver embossment on it, like a folded letter or piece of paper, and she hands it out to you. The last traveler who sold this to me said that you can use it to speak telepathically with anyone in distant range if you know their name.
How much?
Since, just as a blanket statement, there is no prices in here, which is okay. I'm gonna go blanket statement for at least this town. 500 drops of ink for a magic item.
I can actually afford that. And he pulls out his inkwell and provides 500 drops of ink. But he does it like counting pennies at the DMV.
Oh no.
One.
Even
Takes
though
about
it takes
30 minutes.
Yup. Yup. And honestly, it sucks, but you gotta do it.
Like,
Telepath.
draw.
Yup.
Draw.
Yes,
Draw.
actually. So you spend 30 minutes doing like the same thing you did before, but with 500 drops. Giving her this ink in exchange for this ring.
448, 449, 500.
It's fine.
He takes
Thank
it,
you.
and then he immediately squeezes his left hand to activate the ring. Hi, Ira.
Ira, you hear Kaida's voice in your head.
Can I? Hello? Hello?
Is it a walkie-talkie or is it
Hold
just
on,
one direction?
I'm looking at it again.
I am saying hello out loud
Yeah.
and also thinking it. Hello?
I'll say you can walkie-talkie it, but only with the person you're talking to. You can't
Okay.
bring on multiple people. It has to be one person.
I have a ring now.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. Is it just
Goodbye.
me?
He'll say goodbye and he'll turn
Oh.
off.
Hello? Are you still there?
Okay, so this is happening in front of me. I'm watching this. Okay,
Yes.
Ira's within sight. I will look at Stiff and be like, and just give you like you know the hush finger, before I take out my telling stone, in which I can also whisper to any creature within sight. And so I will quietly whisper, "This is not a ring. These are the voices."
We are many and plentiful. Because I also have a telling stone.
Yeah.
Are these both? Are these both? Ira? Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wait, did you do that to Kaida?
No, we did it both to Ira because they were inside.
So, yeah, you're hearing voices, Ira, but also Wander. It sounded like Wander and Stiff are right there.
I can see you. You're right here.
But we won't always be. Then what?
I mean, I know your voice now. Like,
Not for long.
okay.
Kaida will just walk up to the rest of you and just wave. I have a ring now.
Yes,
Are
you
you-
told me in my
are you
hand.
Congratulations.
Are you engaged?
No, we're not doing anything right now.
Oh, I'm coughing.
I love this himbo. We stand a himbo in this house.
And he just holds up both his hands. He got a silver ring and then another ring in his right hand.
I have 2 rings as well. But mine can't talk to people's brains.
He'll just activate his right ring, and like a little canary will pop up on top of his head.
I was literally just
Aw.
about to say, Stiff, you said you had a bearded vulture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your vulture does swoop down, and I think they're pretty big, aren't they?
Yeah.
It tries to land on your shoulders. I feel like this is a common occurrence where even though it's huge, it's the equivalent of a big dog thinking it's a lap dog.
Absolutely.
This massive bearded vulture goes to land on your shoulder and is just kind of like awkwardly standing there. Its plumage pressed up against your head.
I poke the bird.
It'll snap at you. Please make me
okay.
like. Actually, I'm gonna roll. Hold on.
Sweet.
A bearded vulture.
Yeah,
is 3 to 4 feet long.
So, it's gonna be a light weapon attack. And
Oh, man.
it crits because it rolled 2 10s. So
That's my boy.
you're gonna take 2 damage
That's okay.
to your strength.
What,
and then
you
it
bite
goes-
a tendon.
It snapped at you. It hurt. And then it
eats
goes.
bones.
Yeah, I love vultures are so cool. It preens at your hair, Stiff, after taking a nice bite out of Wander.
Are you okay?
Poke at him.
I knew exactly what I was getting into. And now I'm gonna have to heal again. So
Yeah, so how long do you all stay in Well Hollow? You can take a full rest, which would be 2 weeks, or you can continue taking 3-night increments and hope that you completely heal up.
I mean, I'm fully healed. Like, I didn't get attacked.
Bam.
The only one who got messed up was our ink friend.
What would you like
As
to do,
it should
Wander?
be. 3 nights should be more than enough actually, because I rolled quite high on the first heal.
Mhm.
So technically what my damage is looking like is 2 out of max and then 2 out of max again for just strength.
Okay, so if you want to spend a total of 6 days healing up with 2 long rests, you can. If the group would like to, so you can roll again. So your strength goes back up to full, and hopefully if you roll at least a 2 on your vitality, or 2 successes, or at least a 2 on
I
your
got a
vitality
10.
roll. Okay, so you're completely healed up. Almost otherworldly due to the blessings of Providence.
Is that what Providence wanted from us? Just to fight the thing? Because I
No.
didn't even get to leave.
Because
I talked to Mara. If Mara's around. Yeah.
also throughout these 6 days, that feeling of wanting to leave has still been there, and those ink lines are still leaving outside the village. So, but if you would also like to talk to Mara, that's completely fine.
I can talk to Mara, and basically, like, during the harvesting and whatever, I've been hanging out with Mara and just being like talking to her. And do I really have to go? I mean, I know I have to. I feel it, but I've never really been out.
You don't have to go, though. When I've talked to other travelers, when they've had this urge to travel, they've said the longer they've ignored it, the stronger it's become. But if that's something you want to deal with, stay. No one's going to force you to do anything, but
I understand. I'll
can be
probably
scary.
go. It seems like Providence wants me to go with these new people.
I do know that urge doesn't happen often.
Right.
So whatever it is, it must be important.
Okay. You're gonna be fine, right? You're a weaver.
I'll be fine. Probably, maybe if I'm lucky, I'll see you one more time before you're too far away and reach another shrine.
I hope so. I mean, that means I died and something really bad happened while we were traveling, but just one more time before we go. Maybe I'll tame a moose on the way. We'll see.
Maybe the 17th time will be the charm.
Yeah. Maybe I'll come home with a moose instead of just, a corpse.
I'm gonna miss you, and I do hope it all goes well.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss you a lot. I'll be back. Okay?
She nods, and if you will permit, she wants to give you a hug.
Yes! Give me a hug.
Yeah, she gives you a big, big ol' hug.
Oh, I have a big crush on Mara. Bye, Mara.
Be safe. If you need anything, before you leave, let me know, and I'll do what I can.
Okay. I'll see you.
And as you walk away, she's just waving from the open door of her tower.
And I am walking away.
Stiff and
Can
wobbly.
I do a gay thing during our
may.
rest?
You may. Absolutely.
Hooray!
Thank you. I
Gay
just
thing
needed...
is fun.
You have to have lunch with Crocus.
I do. However, Stiff came then, and I didn't expect Stiff to be that hot.
Please, do
I
what you
have
need to
one
do.
weakness. Is nerving.
Like, have you seen the character art?
It's too good. It's very good. I don't mind dying because clearly I keep coming back. The gay thing I want to do with Stiff in particular is one of the nights or days, whatever, one of our resting days. Stiff can be doing whatever. I will do what Wander does and wander over suddenly with no warning. And I will start pointing at things. I'll point at your bird. I won't poke it this time, but I point. I went and go, so your bird is really pretty. And your sword is really pretty. And you are really pretty. Is everything that comes with you pretty?
We are playing charisma-less bitches. You can't just do that to people. Their face goes aghast. Like, it is like somebody just, as a normal person reaction to death is how it responds. Eyes wide, with enough blood that goes to their cheeks that makes them almost look human. I've never considered such things. Thank you. It's a very nauseated face. They're just a little confused because compliments are a foreign language to them.
Oh, I see. You're feeling unwell. I will go get the flour in the soup that Kaida gave me. And now I have to go make soup with flowers in it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and I think for the most part, they've been harvesting the blood, not necessarily attuned to the process, but they're learning and they want to know more about it. So that's what they've been up to those couple of days.
Yeah, overall, as what I've said before, ink is used for a variety of reasons. It can be used to heal, though if you consume too much, it basically overwhelms your body and flushes you of everything, and then you just kind of pass out for a while and go to zero vitality. It is a very high commodity protective resource used by everyone if they want a safe haven, used to make a camp, and it can also be used to enchant mundane items into magic items, but that needs to be done by a print weaver.
Gotcha. So cool.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Any day that a guy is not actively doing something, he is literally just hanging out with his canary friend, talking to it like a full conversation. It's like I met a shadow person and I met a person who keeps trying to eat moose. Remember that one moose we had? We tried to like take out by ourselves and then we died and then we realized things smell like roaches. Yeah, this person actively tries to do it like 17 times. That is a problem. I think they might have a problem, but like I was told to not like point out people's flaws because that's rude. But like every once in a while, I feel as it might be a good thing if we let them know that maybe they should stop doing a thing. But then like, where's my position in this world to inform them of the mistakes they make? You know, I don't know. I just want to.
Chirps along.
Chirps
along, nods.
It's just a bird. Yeah. But every once in a while, you'll just see kind of with like this canary on his finger, just having full-on conversations with him.
Okay.
This big, scary 6-foot black man talking to a bird.
I love it. So my last question for the four of you, which I don't know if you want to talk in character, so we'll see in just a second, is this pole and these ink threads go north. And there are two major pathways that you can take to continue in that direction. So my question to you four is, which route do you want to take? Your options are the Metal Forest, which is a flooded terrain of just large structures of metal, like reaching into the sky. It's dangerous, but any direction you go is dangerous. The danger kind of crosses itself out regardless of where you go. It's difficult terrain, but it's above the surface. The second direction is the Stone Path, which is an almost completely underground pathway heading north in that direction. The entire structure is almost kind of like circular, almost like spherical, but like half circle. And there's rock, but it's not really rock. It's just like this gray stone that isn't an actual stone, and two lines of metal heading off towards the north in that direction. It's very straightforward, but claustrophobic in a way. So I leave the floor open up to the PCs and the players on this.
I don't know about anybody else, but I don't like the idea of being underground as much. So I'm okay with going with the Metal Forest. But again, you know, you're much well traveled than I am. I've only been out and about near this city and this little town here. I'm willing to follow y'all. You know.
I don't mind complying to your creature conference. I'm fine either way.
birds like air, and I like birds. So like, we should probably do the thing that allows the birds to have
fly.
fun. Yeah. Because Stiff has a murder bird, and
A
then
very good murder bird.
it's very good at the murder, and then I have my bird, and I think if we do the things that the birds like, maybe we'll be able to do things that we like live. And also, I don't think there are any moose in caves. Are there moose in caves? Please tell me there are not moose in caves.
No, but there's
I don't-
Canadian bears in caves.
Regular Canadian bears or Pisleys? Because that is a problem.
Pisleys, like polar bear grizzlies,
Yes.
those are very, depends how winter we get. Those are very far up north due to, like the climate's changing.
Okay,
I
good.
love that we're in
because
Canada. It's
We're in
great.
I like
Canada.
how we're in
We're in
the
Canada.
mystical land of Canada.
No, this makes sense. We're in Canada.
We're in Canada. This is,
Yes.
Yeah, none of you know what a Canada is, but
But we
But
are
me.
Canadian moose. It's perfect.
I
We
am
are
the-
in Canada.
No, now this is great because both in character and out of character, I am now Canadian. I don't get a chance to play Canadian often, okay? But now it's the Dark Souls of Canada, and I'm so for it.
We are in Canada. It's perfect. I've
Yeah,
always wanted to
exactly.
go.
Well,
Dark Souls
Hollow
of
is just
Canada.
Toronto.
You mean Northern Canada? Where the rest of the 90% of the country is. So,
We were in
Wanderer-
character for 35 seconds.
But no, Wander will say there's bears in caves.
it's not exactly a cave. It's like a tunnel. It's just
Oh,
yeah, it's like a tunnel.
there's giant centipedes in tunnels and a lot of bats. And
Canadian bats.
Canadian.
Awesome.
No idea. Actually, I've never seen.
I've never
seen
I,
a bat.
I'm just gonna add Canadian to everything from now on in this world. It's perfect.
Did you hear about this old land of Canada that this place was built upon before the polar ice caps melted? Anyway, so I think we're all in a agreement to go through the Slayer Woods.
The Slayer Woods, the Metal Forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else
Very well.
you would like to do in character before we end?
I think
Have I, or really any of the travelers here, the frequent travelers, I mean, will we know anything about this metal forest?
I'll let people roll if you would like to. I'm gonna say, Ira, you haven't actually been there, so whatever you've heard was from people stopping by.
Yeah.
But so this would be Kaida, Stiff, or Wander. Do any of you have will?
I got one.
I have two will. Can I still roll?
You can still
I
roll.
have a compass.
That'll help navigate. But even if you don't have will, you can do something called a chance roll, which if you succeed, you have to roll at disadvantage, by the way. So success will be on a 7 to 10. But you can do a chance roll, and if you hit a 10, then it explodes and you can keep rolling. So it's up to y'all what you would like to do. You can
All right.
still roll, but it won't hurt.
I like to do a chance
Um,
roll.
I got
two.
2 9s. So
Okay.
2 success.
What about the chance rollers? 0
Got an 8.
and 8. Okay.
I only have one die in will, so I guess it's just a straight roll
Sure.
for me, and I got an 8.
Okay, so basically anyone who had a success, so anyone but Kaida, you would know that the terrain there is difficult. The metal forest, and Ira, you've heard this just from people passing by, like other travelers that have come by, whether they're print marked travelers or otherwise. It is these metal structures reaching up into the sky, and it is completely flooded. So you will have difficulty just moving around and trying to navigate, because there are deep areas, there's shallow areas, kind of like the equivalent of a swamp, but not a swamp, you know? And there are definitely monsters that live there of some aquatic variety. And that's what you know.
Okay.
Any other questions or errands? Okay. So we're gonna end a little early, because I didn't realize how fast combat was gonna go. That was awesome. So we are gonna end. We're gonna say, hey, hi, who we are, where we can find us, and so on and so forth. So who would like to go first? And thank you everyone for showing up. This was such a fun first session. I will volunteer someone to go first if no one wants to go first.
You know what? Let's go ahead. Hi, guys. I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter. I'm a voice actor who does tabletop things. And usually I have a long spiel about my calendar, but just go check out my Twitter, again, at VinVoxVA. Not only am I doing my announcements for both TTRPG and voiceover, I share a lot of casting calls because I want to see you guys get involved too. On both sides. I'm also an affiliate for GameTee, so if you go to gametee.co.uk, you can use the code VinVoxVA to get a little discount, not get a little something. So that's me.
I can go next. Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. Today I played Ira Tunglao, Filipino in Canada. That's the easiest way I can describe them. Hey, I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host of a show called Trial Run. It's a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, creators, players, GMs, and everything else in between. I create a character with them and then run them through a quick one-shot. Speaking of TTRPG personalities, I guess I am one as well. To see all the stuff I'm in, just go check out bio.link/classicalglyza for my weekly schedule. It's updated every Sunday. To see wherever you can find me, or actually just look for @ClassicalGlyza everywhere on the socials, but especially on Twitter, because not only do I make all of my announcements there, I'm occasionally funny on there, but I'm always a delight. Thank you. Next.
I can go next, simply just to say you'd be surprised how many Filipinos are in Canada. You'd be so surprised how many. It's
Not
the
really.
point
We're
where
everywhere. We're
to the
everywhere.
point where Tagalog, I know, is the most popular language, non-official language to be spoken in. I think it's Alberta. It's Alberta, it's Manitoba. I can't remember. Either way, there's a lot of Filipinos.
Yeah.
In
We're
Canada.
everywhere.
Anyways, I'm Aki. I'm not Filipino, but I'm Canadian, and you can find me everywhere at as Akinomi_art. You can check me out there on Twitter and see all the things that I do, because I simply do too many things. My commissions are open. I do them arts, so feel free to drop a DM and let me art for you for monetary gain. Thank you.
And then it's me, top of the morning to your lads, lasses, ladsies, and none of the above. My name is Lamar the Con Guy, Lemer, the Con Guy, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all the same handle. I do too bloody much. I am a podcaster on the Nerdy Point of View and the Most Extreme Ranking Challenge, which is also on Spotify, YouTube, and all your favorite podcasts. I just finished 3 conventions in a row. I went to Emerald City Comic Con. I went to Ronin Expo, and I went to Queen City Anime in Charlotte, North Carolina. Next weekend, I'm going to Strategicon, running karaoke at a TTRPG convention. Why? No one knows. 2 weeks after that, for the next 2 weeks after that, my band Radio Go will be having shows here in Southern California, so make sure you check us out at radiogo.band if you'd like to know more information. I have this game. I am playing another game tonight on Creators Assemble, where I'm running a D&D 5e one-shot. I am going to be on the DAT network on Tuesday playing Pathfinder 5e, and then on Wednesday I will die.
Wait, Pathfinder 5e?
2e. Bloody.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5e.
They're on
Wait,
5e.
I'm on
Wait,
that
is there a
future
mixture
Pathfinder.
of D&D
I'm on
and
that future
Pathfinder?
Pathfinder. Yes, it's called D&D 1.
Perfect. Hey everybody, my name is Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. This is my only game that I'm GMing right now, which is every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern on here on Forward. And then we're coming back this coming Friday, but on Valdrian's channel, we're playing a game of Avatar Legends called Smoke and Ashes at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm really excited. We just had our premiere a little over a week ago, and it's paid full so far, and it's great. Some last minute stuff of other things that are going on in the channel is that on Sundays at 1 p.m. ET, we have Demon's Creek, our Urban Shadows, all POC Wild West game run by @Reliable Elliot. On Mondays, we have our D&D 5e flagship campaign run by Red Mage Ray called The Mind and the Martyr. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. On Wednesdays, we have a couple sessions left. We have Once More Into the Void. It's a GM-less game with an amazing cast where you are you're a broken space crew trying to fight an evil enemy, and that last session was very gay. It was great. Every other Thursday, I think the next game is this coming Thursday, is Camp Carnage, our Monster of the Week campaign, run by RK Wild, which is also really good. And then, as I already said, on Saturdays is this game. That's all I got right now. Please stick around. We're gonna go raid D&D Jordan Lee, who is playing Cult of the Lamb. Give them some love, and we'll see you next week. Bye.